Hello everyone and welcome once again to the channel. It's your boy Luis Portelles and today we're going to be talking about Miss Universe. As you can see, I'm coming from a different setup as I am currently in South Africa covering Miss Teen Universe. But today I'll be telling you some of my opinions about the candidates at Miss Universe 2024. Just 2 days ago, I released my pre-arrival favorites, but today I'm going to be telling you about some of the girls that in my opinion are standing out currently at Miss Universe. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop a like on the video, subscribe, leave a comment, and don't forget to share with a friend as well. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's put the spotlight for a moment on Miss Colombia, that I know a lot of you have been messaging me and telling me that, Luis, you are overlooking this woman. And listen, I know that she has the beauty, I know that she has the background, I know everything, but I was just waiting to see her in motion because I do believe that this year's competition is very, very strong. I mean, 130 candidates at the same time. It's not an easy feat, but finally I feel like Colombia is standing out in terms of the look. I really like her presence, her vibe, and I'm gonna do my best to keep a close eye on her all throughout the competition. So your prayers have been answered. I'm paying attention. Clearly, Miss Dominican Republic is going all in, as I am really a fan of the look that she chose to arrive in Mexico. She went with something a little bit like cowboy inspired, very like Mexican in a way. And I think that her look was very dramatic, kind of outside of what you would expect from a Miss Universe arrival outfit. I like this type of drama, I like the eccentricity of it, and it seems like the fans who went to welcome her also were into it. So you know what, I think this is a really strong start for Dominican Republic. I hope that she's able to keep it up, but simultaneously to give us a little bit more variety. As we know, the Miss Universe is not so much about the drama and eccentricity. There's a time and place for these things, and I think that she chose the right moment for it. Now, let's hope that going forward, she's able to give us other looks as well. Nigeria also arrived stepping really strong, and honestly, I think that amongst the delegates, she is really one of the standouts in terms of her beauty. It's no secret for anyone that Chichi was already, beautiful, gorgeous, and all of the things that you want to say. But the real test here is when you put the delegates next to one another and you get to see who is actually standing out. I think that not only her beauty is exquisite, but also is very refined. And with the styling that she has been choosing, I am really digging it. So far, Nigeria is doing really well. So let's keep it up that way. Finland was another very pleasant surprise that it wasn't so much of a surprise. If you've been watching my other videos, you know that I've been placing her really high, often in the top 5 of my predictions. But one thing that I got to know about her all throughout the past couple of days is just her character. Her persona is so likable. She's so humble, so down to earth, so easy to talk to. I've been keeping an eye on her interactions with the media and the bloggers that are currently in Mexico covering the entire thing. And I think that not only she comes across as such a likable person, but also her beauty just shines from within. And that's a very important thing that most people, most pageant fans don't really consider. You cannot just be beautiful on the outside. Your inside has to match as well. Otherwise, you won't be able to keep up with the responsibilities and what it takes to be a Miss Universe. So far, I think that Finland is giving us a very start beginning of the competition. Of course, Venezuela arrived with all of the hype and all of the love that usually representatives from Venezuela receive. This time around, it is no exception. Ileana seems to be extremely focused, and I think that in terms of the look, we already knew that she was not going to disappoint. Usually Venezuelans have really that on luck. Seeing her in motion, as I was telling you earlier, alongside the other delegates, it really gives you a better understanding of what she can achieve as a title holder and really how far she is ahead of the game in terms of like being a standout in the competition. I know that a lot of people this year have complained about her background, and some people say that she might have an attitude and all of these things, but personally speaking, when I look at her and when I see her interactions with others, I don't have any major complaints, so I wouldn't count her out. Actually, I would say that she is really one of the girls that is fighting for that crown. Miss India arrived in Mexico proving all of her bashers wrong. And not only she is extremely beautiful, but also seems to be a very likable, humble, kind personality. And as I was telling you earlier, those are characteristics that are not just needed, but also necessary for the Miss Universe competition. So many people were complaining about her age and saying that she might be too young, too inexperienced. She has only competed in a teen pageant. But honestly, with her very strong performance at Miss Universe India, and now seeing her in motion alongside the other delegates in Mexico, I think that India has a really high chance this year of obtaining a placement. Although the audience might be a little bit divided about her, I do think that she is putting her best foot forward, at least as of right now. Miss Cuba finally arrived on the second day of the concentration, and I'm gonna be honest, I think that she is one of the most looked after candidates this year, not only because of the history of Cuba at Miss Universe and the comeback after 57 years, but also because Marianela is kind of a controversial candidate even within the Cuban community. So far, I'm very happy with the looks. She is showcasing a very positive energy and aura that I think will help her go far in the competition. And although we didn't get to see as much of her on the second date of the pageant, comparing her side by side, I still feel like she is a very strong delegate. I see her as of right now going as far as perhaps the second cut in the competition, and maybe even more if she manages to keep up this level of performance in the upcoming days. So let me know down below, how do you feel about our Miss Cuba? Zimbabwe is also bringing in the extreme glamour, beauty, refinement with a side of softness and femininity that personally I will just love to see crowned as a Miss Universe. It is no secret that she is one of my favorite candidates and one of my sentimental favorites as well, not only because I got to see her compete several times in international competitions, but also because I think that she has what it takes to represent Zimbabwe and leave them really, really high at Miss Universe. I also think that she has what it takes to be a Miss Universe. So that's just kind of like part of the equation when I'm considering her in my top picks, in my leaderboards. I might be a little bit biased, but I would argue as well that I am not the only one who sees the raw potential in her. And I think it's time. I would love to see a girl from Africa just being crowned and recognized at Miss Universe. It's been a couple of years already, right? Next up, let's talk about Miss Universe Philippines. And finally, I am seeing that Pinoy fans are gathering behind Chelsea, who finally arrived to Mexico after a couple of days in LA. I'm gonna be honest, the very first look that she gave us with the Golden Filipiniana look, I really liked the idea, but I was not so crazy about the execution. I thought that the dress looked a little bit heavy. It looked a little bit too structured for my liking, especially for a first day when you are standing amongst everyone else. But on the second day, when they had the makeup photo shoot and the makeup and styling team were able to bring out the more fierce side of Chelsea that we all know and love, that we have been able to see all throughout the Miss Universe Philippines competition, I feel like in the very beginning, Chelsea arrived with a little bit more of a soft demeanor, more of a friendly demeanor, but that doesn't mean that you cannot switch it and turn it on to fight mode for the rest of the competition. So far, I'm very happy with how she's doing, and I just hope that she maintains the consistency in the styling. Let me know down below, how do you feel about Chelsea? Miss Universe Puerto Rico also arrived and taking the competition by storm. Honestly, I think that she's another one of those girls that perhaps in the very beginning I was not paying as much attention to, although I do see the potential. I just felt like there's other people who are kind of like standing out, right? But as of right now, it is undeniable that not only she has the beauty, the communication skills, the social skills to really fight for the Miss Universe crown. I have been enjoying not only her looks and her public appearances, but also a lot of the interviews that she has been doing with the vloggers and the media partners that are there at Miss Universe. She is so relatable, she's so likable, and I think that she's able to speak in a way that is very accessible to anyone. She reminds me a lot of another Miss Universe Puerto Rico, Estefania, who competed in 2020. And I say that as a compliment because Estefania was, in my opinion, one of the most loved Miss Universe candidates in recent years. And I just get that vibe with a different flavor, of course. So I think Puerto Rico this year is coming really strong as they have in the past couple of years. So let's see how far she can take it. And why not perhaps even bring back the crown to Puerto Rico. Denmark is perhaps one of the biggest surprises here on my early standouts list because I don't feel like I have been talking about her enough. She has an incredible look. She just embodies that Northern European beauty. Denmark being one of those countries that doesn't necessarily have a size factor, often it is easy to overlook the candidates, also coming from the European region where usually there is not as much hype around the contestants. I think that Denmark has been one of those girls that has been flying under the radar. But when you look at her with the very fair skin, the blonde hair, perfect styling, just honestly like queenly vibes, I do see the vision of this woman wearing the Miss Universe crown. Precisely because she has not been under my radar so much, I still have to do some of my research in terms of her performance skills, her communication skills. But right off the bat, the photos that I've seen of her alongside other candidates or just like posing for the media, it's undeniable that you cannot take your eyes away from her. For my last two standouts, I'm actually going to give them an equal ranking and I'm going to put them side by side because honestly, both of them have been delivering everything that I expected of them. And that is something amazing. I mean, that means that they haven't disappointed me so far, but that also means that I will expect them to take it even further once the competition starts getting a little bit more intense. I am talking about Miss Thailand and I'm talking about Miss Peru. Both of them giving us not only an incredible arrival, but also delivering consistent looks, interactions with the media, both of them coming with innovative concepts and thinking outside of the box, or simply what it is expected from the Miss Universe candidates. Their journey so far feels refreshing, and like these girls are taking the competition very, very seriously. I honestly see both of them as crown contenders for the Miss Universe crown, and I think that it is extremely realistically for both of them to walk away with the crown. So as I mentioned, both of them have delivered exactly what I expected. So in the upcoming days, they will have to go probably head to head to determine which one is one step ahead and closer to the Miss Universe crown. So there you go, everyone. That concludes my initial post-arrival early favorites, let's call it like that, for Miss Universe 2024. Let me know down below if you agree with my comments, my picks, my feedback. If there is someone else that you would like to add on the list, let me know in the comment section down below so that I can look more into them and consider them for upcoming videos. As usual, thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, share, and do all the things that support the channel. And I will see you guys very soon on the next one.